and Nuggets. Yeah, we did get a little overtime here. First quarter is where we pick this thing up. Like, I wouldn't do that in a video game. You know what I mean?
Half spin twice. Some Hakeem the Dream type footwork.
There was. Don't look smooth, though.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. I mean, not many were as smooth. Money Kamara, by the way.
Goes again.
Yeah, 30 points for him. There's Joker delivering. Another triple-double. 33rd of the season for this guy.
Finding guys. Eyes in the back of his head. There goes Cam Johnson. Green gang.
Big bucket for him.
Good find. Good pass. Swing, swing. He is a shooter now.
He is.
Not just a dunker anymore. You could not leave him open.
This is just wild. You think at one point in the first half, it was an 18-point deficit for this Denver Nuggets squad. It was 14-point deficit in the second half as well. Just wild.
Yeah, they kept fighting.
They did.
Came back. Benny Advia.
He's good, man.
All-star this year, right?
Yeah. Impressive.
Having an unbelievable season.
Joker. Oh, man.
He had two good looks, two great looks. Normally, he doesn't miss those.
Thought the first one was going down. That would have been a game
All of them
winner
were going
here.
down.
Yeah.
First, second, and third. Good ball movement.
Yeah,
Tee him up.
Murray just stepping right into it. Just extending that lead.
Slow step.
Yeah.
Get it off right in time.
We were watching that thing live. We're like, man, Joker, this dude's legit.
Right before the buzzer.
Yeah. Joker, that is good. CJ, not as much.
Yeah.
Fingertips on the ball, fingertips off the ball. We've had a couple of those coming down to that
Look at that stat line.
of the second.
Holy moly.
Holy moly is right. I mentioned the
Donut shot.
triple-double for Joker, 35, 14, and 13. It's wild. Denver, their first win, went trailing by 14 or more points after 3 quarters since 2019, and they're down 19 against the 76ers in that matchup. Nuggets 23 and 10 this year when Joker goes for a triple-double, make it now 9 straight games. They are currently, because of this win, half game in front of a Laker squad that I know you're watching, you're in the studio, you're calling these Laker games as well. I know Los Angeles is banged up. I don't want, maybe you think it's going to be Denver, it's going to grab this 3 seed, but explain to me the importance of grabbing that position.
It looks like it because, Lakers have a game tomorrow. They are down somebody. They also have to play OKC at some point in the rest of the games that's left. And even Braun might be questionable in the ankle. Marcus Smart is yet to be back. He's a key piece to help them try to be hopeful. But this 3 seed is important because of the second round. And the team that Denver wants to avoid more so than the other is OKC because they have championship DNA. They've been there. They have more experience. Now, San Antonio, still a very good squad and a juggernaut of a defensive team. But you have faced them before. You know them well enough. They are beautiful. You just beat them. So that's a team that you feel you can be confident enough to extend your season against if you match up with them in the second round. If you want to get to Western Conference Finals, obviously you have to go through both those teams at some point, but you don't want to face OKC first if you're Denver. And again, San Antonio is a little bit youthful, more younger, a little bit more immature, so you might have more of a chance.
It's almost weird for me to ask you this question because he's in the MVP conversation, but is Joker peaking this year right now?
That is, I feel like he's peaked all season.
I know.
He's peaked all season for the last 3 or 4 years because he's had a historic run year after year after year. And even though he lost the MVP conversation or lost the MVP award last year, he could have won because he had an historic year of what the numbers he put up. And now he's leading the league in assists and rebounds and also like top 5 or 10 in points. I don't think we've seen a season like that. The only thing that's letting him down is the record.
Yeah.
If his team record was better, I think that the MVP votes and the conversation would be a lot closer than what it is.
Well, part of it is also his health, right? Because he was banged up for a good stretch.
That knee extension really hurt, yeah.
Wasn't the only one. I mean, this Denver team, I don't know if we've really seen them fully at 100% for a good stretch of the season. That just hasn't necessarily been the case. But we'll be talking more about this Nugget squad here on NBA TV as the season progresses. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of those teams that would love to make some noise in that Eastern Conference, matched up against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, a team that they should always beat. Evan Mobley, using the pivots.
24 points for him.
They were down in this game.
I was going to say, man, if you're going to show the first play of the game on a full game highlight, it better be good.
Yeah.
Like, that was a good dunk.
It was a very good, pivots. Keon Ellis with the nasty flush.
Ellis, by the way,
Jarrett
had 19.
Allen with the behind-the-back moves. Whoa.
It wasn't the lob from Harden, which is usually how I see him get his
A
bucket.
nasty flush, too.
Yeah. Oh, buckets here.
Whitehead.
Setting a franchise record with 29 3-points made.
For the Grizzlies?
Yeah, for the Grizzlies.
That's why they were up 17 at one point.
Yeah.
But then Cleveland kept fighting back, and they got the lead. And then once they got the lead, they never looked back since. Sam Merrill, flamethrower.
Definitely impressive from a Cleveland side of things. The Cavs moved to 26-9 over the last 35. Cleveland 7-1 over the last 8 road games. And with the win, the Cavs clinch home court advantage in the first round of the postseason. And unfortunately, some sad news to report. The NBA family mourning the loss of Gerald Patio, a star three-point shooter for the 1987 UNLV team that reached the Final Four. Patio was actually a third-round selection for the Boston Celtics in 1988. Now, he would go on to play 3 seasons in the NBA with the Cavaliers, the Sonics, the 4th seeded, the Tar Heels. Of course, MJ handling business, as you could imagine, and you're taking a closer look at Joakim Noah there. Not exactly sure why, but MJ Worthy and company, they knocked out Florida in the first round with an 8-0 sweep of the analyst vote. I guess they were matching up against Florida.
That's why, Florida.
That's why. Sorry, I was piecing that together. We got there a little bit slower here.
Yep, we got Vince, Rashid, Bob McAdoo, ooh, 6'10", Antoine Jameson. That's a good lineup right there.
That is
Rudy
beyond
with the rim rockers.
a good lineup. I mean, look, we're talking about some of the guys on the Mount Rushmore of NBA players, and certainly what they did in college was definitely impressive.
Those true.
Bruins, though, of course, they also handled business as well. When you take out the dream, Hakeem Olajuwon, usually some good things are happening for you. But you got some thoughts for me? UCLA, North Carolina?
I mean, I think this is, I wouldn't say easy win, but I mean, Carolina, we just have some of the best in the game's ever seen, right? Like, even our second roster, like we were missing Stackhouse there. You're missing a lot of guys that could be, Sam Perkins. Like there's a lot of guys that could be on this list. Phil Ford, Ty Lawson, Raymond Felton. Like we have a bunch of guys that could, do some damage. But this lineup right here is unbelievable. I just don't see how we lose. When you
the UCLA lineup, by the way, I know
greatest basketball ever played the game.
Seriously, I mean that backcourt it's nasty, and I get that. Vinsanity, and then you obviously go with MJ. Like that's tough.
2 of the most athletic players to ever play the game.
It's tough to beat.
And could also play. That's most athletic. But then you got Sheed. I don't see how we lose, man.
Well, there's a part of me that also said that UCLA roster, I mean, a couple top 50 players, Bill Walton, like I think people kind of forget his impact. Gail Goodrich, you want to throw a throwback name there? Like he's definitely in that conversation as well. UCLA, it's got Reggie, arguably one of the great shooters of all time.
Man, we got too many, but they are good. Don't get me wrong, they got some good pieces. There's a reason why they're in the national championship.
So when the bracket actually was revealed and we started going through all the different rosters, I kept looking down here and I kept pointing at UCLA.
B. Diddy.
I mean, Barron, by the way, that dunk, you got to be kidding. I remember watching that thing live.
Of course, Russ.
I mean, it's another talented player, but here we go. The 2 seed, UCLA, got some players.
Do we find out who wins today? Or?
Yeah, we do, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do. All right, so our analysts have voted here. I know who you think is going to win. Yeah.
Who should, rightfully so.
Crowning the champ here, the number 2, UCLA.
Oh, wow.
By the way,
really?
You know who to get after, because these are our voters here. Haynes, Lexi, Robin, Rudy, and Tristan.
They're all haters.
All rolling with the Bruins.
Mad that teams weren't there.
Fizz, Isaiah, and John Wall going with North Carolina, UNC.
Wow. Yeah, those guys know what they're talking. They know what they're doing. But Rudy's mad UConn's not there.
Yeah.
Tristan, where do you go, to Texas?
Well, yes, and UCLA actually beat UConn, so I'm almost surprised that Rudy decided to roll. Rudy doesn't care. He's just like, hey, in real life, UConn's going for a national.